But guys, I think we've got our first guest on. If you guys could, someone go ahead and bring Keith in. We've got Keith Irizarry. He's from the MLB Network, NHL Network, the Bettor's Eye on MLB. Also the co-host of a long-standing show, Top 5 on CBS Sports Network. So he's pretty much all over the place. Keith, I was watching a lot of your stuff today, just trying to get familiar. So a little bit of everything, but we appreciate you taking some time to join us tonight.
Yeah, no problem. I didn't know, Kevin would wear a backwards cap. Maybe K-Walk, I should have put a hat on. I'm sorry,
That's all good.
I'm not. I don't have as much swag as he does. My bad. Sorry, guys.
What's going on, brother? How you been?
Nothing much, bro. Nothing much.
All right. Good.
How you guys doing?
We doing well. Doing
Well,
well.
hopefully you could help me defend my Eagles.
They're the best team in football. Everybody
Thank
who
you.
says that they're not is wrong. They're the best team in football now. It doesn't mean that the best team in football wins the Super Bowl all the time, but they are the best team in football.
All
Jay,
right.
you hear that,
Well,
right?
that was actually my first question for
Fly,
you,
Eagles,
Keith.
fly.
That's where I was coming first. I know you're an Eagles fan, but so I was going to ask you, do you feel like they're the best team in football? I mean, you answered that just now, but give me some reasons why. Why do you think the Eagles are the best team in football?
I mean, listen, they're the most complete team. They're also the healthiest of the good teams right now, too. And again, that could change like that. Like K-Walk, I love your Niners, but I think I'm the backup quarterback for them right now. Like I know Josh Johnson technically is, but like they called me and I said I wasn't available this week, so I'm not going to be there. And now Debo is hurt. So like I love your defense, I love a lot of the weapons, but the Niners got problems. I can take the Cowboys and go, all right, Dak Prescott has yet to prove that besides the 98-yard drive at the end of the game, he's got some issues. That team in general, they have some flaws. I don't believe in anyone else in the NFC. We go over to the AFC. The Bills, they're awesome, but they've got flaws. The Chiefs, they're really, really good. I like them. And the Cincinnati Bengals, I think, are the other team that's on the come up right now, or at least coming back to what they were last year.
Right.
Yeah.
But the Eagles are the most complete, healthy team right now.
I think you just hurt Jay's feelings, Keith.
No,
You just
no,
hurt him.
Jay, who do you rock with, Jay?
I don't rock with anyone.
No.
With you.
Go ahead. Your temporary team is
this
current
year,
team.
This
Your
year,
current team.
I am rooting for the Dallas Cowboys.
Fair enough.
For the Dallas Cowboys.
Fair enough.
Hold
on, and let me just say one thing. So as much as I am an Eagles fan, for what I do for a living, and as I've continued to do this, I find myself, I tend to root for players in the sports more than even the teams.
Yeah.
I will never be the guy that picks up a remote control and throws it at my television because the team that I want to win didn't win because I wasn't out there on the field making the plays and I didn't pay, those players their salaries. So I just enjoy the sport.
Let me ask you about Jalen Hurts, because you talked about, Dak Prescott, proving it. And I think we could say that about a lot of quarterbacks. How confident are you in Jalen Hurts? I mean, he's playing great right now. He's playing fantastic, out of his mind. But we know the playoffs, it's a different game. How confident are you that when the playoffs roll around, you're still going to see that same kind of production out of Hurts?
Yeah, I'm really confident. And you look at him, obviously, from a betting standpoint, he's the odds-on favorite now to be the MVP. And then Dan Orlovsky from ESPN is a friend of mine, and he just did a piece yesterday on the growth of Jalen Hurts and how he's never seen anything like this before from one year to the other. Essentially, the numbers he has right now are Drew Brees, except he can also run. Inside the pocket, his completion percentage is Drew Brees-esque. So if you put that together with also being the first QB to ever in the history of the league run for 10 rushing touchdowns in back-to-back seasons. I know Cam has done it more than once in a season through his career, but back-to-back years he's done it. I'm very confident in him. I'm confident in the weapons he has around him.
Yeah, that's true. I'm a Penn State guy. Miles Sanders has been playing out of his mind. Yep.
I'm trying to go to the Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
Anybody has any tickets they want to give me, I'm trying to go to the Rose Bowl.
Should be a great game. Maybe one of the best bowl games on the slate. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. All right. Now, you make a great case about Philly and Jalen. And I've been watching every week, kind of looking for a crack, maybe a weakness, but he's just been outstanding. But is there a team? I mean, Is it K-Walk's 49ers? Is it the Cowboys? Is it somebody in the AFC? What team do you think might give the Eagles the most trouble, maybe just from like a matchup standpoint?
I think there are 6 teams that I feel comfortable saying could win the Super Bowl. And yes, K-Walk, one of them is your Niners. Now,
Absolutely,
obviously the Purdy thing scares me a little bit because we've never seen this before. And we can't do the Tom Brady comparison because Tom Brady went to Michigan. And I mean, like, we can't do that comparison, right?
Okay.
So if Purdy were to be able to lead them, it again would be something we have literally never seen. Like I said, I think there are 3 teams in the AFC I feel comfortable saying can get to the Super Bowl: Bills, Chiefs, and the Cincinnati Bengals. And on the NFC, there are 3 teams: your Niners, your Cowboys, and Brittany, our Eagles. Any of those 6 teams can get to the Super Bowl. Yeah.
Let me just ask you one more before I turn it over to those guys, because you left the Dolphins off of that list. I was pretty high on the Dolphins a few weeks ago. It feels like they've lost some momentum now. How do you see the Dolphins? Are they fading? Do you think
they don't
have
stop
a shot?
anybody? They don't play defense. And like, you can win games during the regular season. You have to be able to play a modicum of defense in the postseason. I also think that maybe the blueprint is out, and not like we didn't all know this. Tua can't throw the ball deep with zip on the ball. So if you guard that, then you take away the fact that Tyreek Hill is the fastest man on the planet. Not really, but in the NFL.
Gotcha.
I see flaws there. I'll tell you this. I know we're in New York, or I'm in New York. The Jets have a Super Bowl winning defense. They just don't have a Super Bowl winning offense.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that's fair. K-Walk, Britt, go ahead. You guys take it away.
I think before I change it to a different sport, I do have a question because we were talking about the 49ers, the Dolphins, the Eagles, of course. If you had to choose, who would be your executive of the year, I believe? Is that what they call it?
The person who's GM.
GM. Yeah, GM.
I mean, I don't know how you don't go with the Eagles and Howie Roseman, right? I mean, like, everything that they need, he goes and gets. I would say it's definitely not Jim Irsay in Indy, right? Like, I don't begrudge Jeff Saturday for taking that job and actually being a leader of men. He can do that.
Yeah.
But, clearly he's not ready to be a head coach in the NFL. But I'd take the job if they offered it to me too, and I would take that money.
Yeah.
But I'd probably go Eagles. I mean, you could go to the Giants too, bringing in Brian Dable. Dable has been an amazing coach. Who else would be on that list? You know what? Seattle. They believe. You bring Geno in, and it worked. I don't know how, but it has worked.
Yeah.
What about 49ers with Christian McCaffrey?
Great move. And you didn't really you didn't sell the farm for it, right? You did what you needed to do to get another weapon in. And again, if Debo can be healthy for the postseason, that's a really difficult foursome to stop in Debo, CMC, Ayuk, and Kittle. That is really difficult to stop.
Yeah.
All right, it's going to be an interesting last so many weeks of the football season into the playoffs. So we're going to see what happens. But I have to switch it over to baseball now.
Okay.
Because I really want to know your thoughts, somehow, some way. I'm a Philadelphia fan. My Phillies made it all the way to the World Series. Shocked the mess out of me. But this past offseason, they didn't stop there. They went and got Trey Turner. How do you think Trey Turner will be with the Phillies?
He's going to be amazing there. I mean, he is, to me, the most underrated superstar in Major League Baseball. If you just watch what he has done every place that he's been, in Washington and then in LA, whether he's batting leadoff or second, doesn't matter. He's one of the fastest players in baseball. He's a plus defender. He's going to get you doubles. He's going to get RBIs. He's going to steal bases. He's going to have magical slides that go viral and become memes on social media. No, the Phillies did everything that, even honestly, Taijuan Walker is like a very sneaky good pickup by the Phillies, who was an all-star 2 years ago. This past year, when he was healthy, had really good numbers on the mound. Now, there will be a few bad moments, I would say, for the Philadelphia Phillies, because Bryce Harper is going to be out probably until the All-Star break, the Tommy John surgery. But look at the lineup. The rest of that lineup, they're fine. Now, but the East is crazy. I mean, the Mets are going to be really good. The Braves are going to be really good. And the Phillies are awesome.
I hope we come out again, guys. I hope we come out again.
That's not my team. I know I'm an Eagles fan, but the Phillies would not necessarily. I mean, again, I was happy for them, but they're not my team per se.
Yeah, I know you're a Yankees fan, right? Aren't you?
I grew up a Yankees fan. Yeah, I did.
You're a Yankees guy. Hey, I can't disrespect that. They have like 26 World Series. What the heck can I do with that?
But Larry since 2009, but yeah,
that hurts.
I think Larry Boa, he came out and said that the Phillies are one of the deepest teams in the MLB. Do you agree with that statement? Or
yeah, I would say Phillies. Astros adding Jose Abreu, just Rich getting richer right there. I think the Atlanta Braves, when we figure out the Dansby Swanson thing, if he ends up back in Atlanta, would be right on that list. And I love, honestly, what they've been doing too. You talk about executive, Anthopoulos has been, he signs people before he has to pay them crazy amounts of money.
Yeah,
his blueprint has been amazing. I think the Mets are going to be good too. And I know it's hard to rely on a 39 and a 40-year-old pitcher, but they are generationally great pitchers. The bullpen will be decent enough, and Diaz is one of the 2 or 3 best closers in baseball, and they got a lot of good hitters. I didn't love the contract for Nimmo, but something that I said on one of my shows, Moose and Keith, that I do on Better Sports Network is, ain't my money. Right. So, as a fan, I'm like, go ahead, spend all the money. Get all the players in. Ain't my money. I don't care.
But K-Walk, I'm gonna pass it to you because I'm not gonna ask him about this lousy Flyers team I got behind me. So I'm gonna pass it over to K-Walk now.
I appreciate that. Yeah, Keith, man. Hey, great stuff as always, man. Listen, we gotta talk about my Yankees, man. Our Yankees, I should say.
Really, you don't want to first talk about the best flag football linebacker that you ever played with?
Oh wow, okay. I didn't know we were going there, but man. I mean.
Some big plays that were made by the non-Division I football player. I'm just saying.
He was telling us a little different story before we went live, so I don't know about that.
Excuse me?
No.
I need to hear it.
No, I'm only joking.
No, that is not true. I would not do that to you.
But I will say this. Kevin was like one of my favorite players to ever play with, and he could play every position on the field. There were times he even filled in at quarterback, even though he wasn't a quarterback. He was drawing up plays for everybody. Are you still what were you, the second or third leading receiver all time at Temple?
Oh, I don't know where I'm at on that list. I don't know where I'm at on the list.
I guess it's been a few years now, right?
It's been about 1 or 2 years, yeah. So
it's been a bit of what are you, 31 now? Yeah, right. Yeah,
exactly. Man. Yeah. So you know, Keith. Thank you, man, for letting everybody know. But man, talk about our Yankees, man. I gotta ask you about Carlos Rendon. There's rumors out there that the Yankees are going after him. What are the chances of them getting him? And also, do you see Gleyber Torres as being a Yankee this year? Because there are a lot of talks out there. I know there was a little bit of rumblings about Tatis Jr. coming here as well in New York. But what say you about that, though?
Yeah, this has been a weird offseason, right? And the winter meetings just concluded over in San Diego. There are a lot of rumors running around. Listen, Carlos Rodon, from everyone I've spoken to, he is the number 1 target for the New York Yankees. Yeah. They will do what they can to try to get him there. And listen, he's a strikeout machine. He is an awesome pitcher and would slot right in perfect. That now that rotation would be legit. When you got Cole and you got Cortez and you got hopefully a healthy Severino, and then you add in Rodon, you're talking about maybe the best pitching staff in the American League.
Absolutely. Just
on their abilities. Health is an issue for that rotation. As for the Tatis thing, some of the people I've spoken to think that this is just one of those, someone started a rumor and it's not really true. I think
was that Heyman? Was that?
I work with him, so.
Oh, okay, my bad. Say no more. Go ahead.
I've done MLB Tonight with him. He is fantastic to do MLB Tonight with. We have a lot of fun on the set, and he is a wealth of knowledge.
Very professional, brother. Appreciate it. Hey, now listen, let me ask you. They do get Rondon and here, man. And with Verlander going to the Mets, as you mentioned, does that make the Yankees the favorites? Because
no.
No. Okay.
No.
You still got the Astros? You still got the Astros?
Yeah.
Really?
Look at that. I know Verlander's gone, but take a look at that Astros rotation.
I know. I see that.
It's still beastly. And you got Garcia, who didn't even matter during the regular season. You got the kid Hunter Brown, who was throwing 175 miles per hour last year. I'm kidding, but No, the Astros are still the favorite, and
Okay.
they're the betting favorites too. What are they, 5-1 odds to win the World Series? Yankees are like 9 or 10-1, depending on what book you're at. I still would lean towards the Yankees. I think the Mariners are sneaky too.
Mm-hmm.
Losing Haniger doesn't scare me, but it's another year of now full-time Luis Castillo. Robbie Ray was coming on at the end of last year, looking like the Cy Young that he was the year before. And Julio Rodriguez is electric.
Okay. So what do the Yankees have to do to become the favorite, in your opinion?
Be willing to spend again, right? Like, I mean, you
They're
bring
always
back
willing to do that. We saw
but
that.
are they though? Like, I know they just did with Judge, but in the last couple of years, Hal's not George. Like, Hal doesn't spend like George does, right? Like, Hal went to, I think he went to Wharton. Like, he is a businessman, right? So it's a little bit different than the Wild Wild West, the George Steinbrenner just randomly firing Billy Martin because, he like burped wrong or something. So what can they do to be the favorites? I don't think they can do anything prior to the season to be the favorite.
Just win, baby. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, that's what it is. Can Garrett Cole be a Cy Young top 5? We know he's got the talent, right? Can Severino be the guy that he was 3 years ago? If they get Rodon, is Rodon going to continue being the guy that we've seen the last 3 years? Nestor Cortez, was last year a flash in the pan, or is that really what he is? Right. And then, Harrison Bader, I love him in center field because it allows them to not have Judge in center field. Right. And Judge was a plus defender.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he weighs 280 something pounds. Like, that's a lot of running around on a big body.
Right.
It's a football player.
All right. Last question for you, man. Baseball question here. Gleyber Torres, is he the starting second baseman for the New York Yankees opening day?
I think so. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I feel great about it, but I think so. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask one more question?
I'm here. You guys go.
Because you guys are Yankees fans. So what happened to Aaron Judge? I know it's over, but what happened to him in the playoffs?
What do you mean? Same thing that's happened to Justin Verlander at times. Who else? You want to talk about like other generationally great players that struggle in the postseason? It happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it's just like he had 62 home runs, 62 breaking records. You think, especially with the Yankees being a prolific, probably the best sports team in all of sports, to be honest with you.
Tradition wise,
and then it's like Aaron Judge just was not there in the postseason.
Yeah, and like Keith mentioned, I mean that Houston Astros rotation is just unbelievable, and we all know, good pitching beats good hitting any day of the week for sure. What say you, Keith?
I think that towards the end of the year, with him trying to get to 61, he changed the way he was swinging. If you watch that, he did slowly but surely start changing. He was trying to hit the home run. And then I think the first series against Cleveland, he never really got it going. And then clearly no one had it going against the Astros. I mean,
seriously.
I can't blame Judge for the Astros series. The Astros were the best team in baseball.
Yeah.
By the way, I picked them before the year to win the World Series.
All right.
They kicked our butts in those last 2 games. So,
Keith, do you have a favorite sport? Like when you're not working, if you're like, this is my go-to sport. Is it baseball? Is it football? I know you do some hockey stuff. What's like your go-to sport?
How about it's the one I don't cover, the NBA? It's crazy. So I have covered the NBA before. But I was a basketball player. Like I grew up a basketball player. It's my favorite sport to play. Both of my sons play basketball. My older son, K-Walk knows my older son, Austin, since he was born, is now like a relatively high level AAU basketball player. Like we're traveling a bunch. So it's amazing. It's awesome. My son thought Kevin Walker was his dad once.
Yes, he called me dad. He called me dad at the field. I'm surprised you remember that. That is so funny.
Do you know how many? This story will live on forever.
Yes.
So I mean, Kevin's got a shaved head. I have a shaved head. We're both lighter complexion, right? But so my 2-year-old son comes running towards the field at flag football, and like. Kevin and I were probably 2 of the older guys, right? Yeah. Right. We were on the older side. I was, probably about 32. Kevin was like, 58 or something like that at that time. 56. And So like all the younger guys, and my wife still laughs about this. All the younger guys have their, like, as she words it, their pretty little girlfriends are there watching the game, right? She's like, oh, look at all the cute little, like, 22-year-old girls watching their boyfriends, oh, baby, whatever, right? And my little son, blonde hair, blue eyes, comes like sprinting. I'm on the field playing defense because I played defense. K-Walk played both sides of the ball, but mostly offense. And he goes and like starts calling him dad. Like, I think he grabbed your leg, right? Like, I think he hugged your leg too.
Oh man,
still classic. Still classic.
And Heather looks at me. She says, "There's something you want to tell me?" I'm like, "No." True story.
It wasn't me.
Where it wasn't me.
Who's your favorite basketball team? Do you have a favorite basketball team?
Grew up a Knicks fan, but that just hurts your soul. So no, thank you. I'm a LeBron guy. I will go wherever LeBron goes. I will follow him. Fun story. I was 21 years old. He was 17 and we played basketball together. So
I remember that.
Yeah. So I was at ABCD camp. I was working as a statistician. He was going into his senior year. He had hurt his wrist the day before, so he wasn't playing that day. So I was shooting around in between sessions, and he just walked over and said, "Can I shoot with you?" I'm like, "Yeah." I mean, this was, and I knew he had just been on magazine covers. I knew who he was. So we're shooting around, and Kevin will back it up. I'm a good athlete. So one thing I can do really well is I can jump, and I still can. And he was joking around that, like, you wouldn't be able to dunk. So I went up and caught one, and he's like, "Oh!" Like, he got excited. A couple other guys got excited too. So like I was accepted. And we were just shooting around. And as he goes to leave, I was like, "Yo, this is really cheesy, but I have your Slam magazine in the bag. You sign it for me?" And he did. He signed it for me. I have it framed upstairs in my room.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
I remember that.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
I'll go with LeBron. Yeah.
All right. Let's can we end it where we begin? Any chance we can get a Super Bowl prediction out of you when all the dust settles?
Eagles versus Chiefs.
Eagles Chiefs?
I'll take the Eagles and the Chiefs.
Okay.
And sorry, Brett, I think the Chiefs win that.
Okay.
It's okay. At least we got there. At least we
I think we'll get there. But that's the thing, right? Like, you gotta be in it to win it. And what's crazy is you look around these four boxes, I think that all of the teams that we like will be towards the end, barring something catastrophic.
Yes, sir.
Except for this one. We're going to cover this one right here.
All right. Hey, good stuff, Keith, man. We
Keith, man.
This is great.
Time,
yeah,
man.
appreciate
That
you,
was
brother,
awesome.
for sure,
Thank
man.
you so
Appreciate
much,
you.
guys.
Send my love to Jody and the kids, man. For sure.
You too, man. Your boys are like 9'8" now, too.
Yeah, they make me look like, man.
They make you
look like
look
you.
little.
They make me like Lou. You.
Okay, well, we're going to have to get that.
Excuse me.
Okay, well, we're going to have to get that one-on-one basketball one-on-one in finally. We're going to have to invite Keith to come with us.
Nah, I'm not messing with Keith on the basketball court. I'm not messing with Keith on the basketball court.
I'll still get out there and play.
Yeah, I know. You will.
It's funny. I talk about this all the time too, and I know I'm just going to continue to chat.
No.
So because my older son is now 12, I remember when I beat my father one-on-one in basketball. I was 15 years old, and I was really excited about it, right? My older, like, Austin is like so much better than I was at 12 years old.
Okay.
Like a lot better than I was at 12 years old. So people are like, "Oh, you work out, right? Oh, it's all for vanity, right? Like, oh, because you're on TV." I'm like, well, yeah, I want to look good on television. I want to stay stronger than him so that I can bully him. Because like when he's 15, he's going to be a better basketball player than me. But if I can take him in the post and push him around, he won't beat me yet.
Right, exactly.
I'm stronger than him.
That man script.
Grown man's rank.
I know the feeling, man. I remember distinctly when I stopped play fighting with my son because it just started to hurt a little too much, And I was like, "All right, dude, we're gonna end these play fights."
You're like, "No, let's just watch the game." So.
Right? I know the feeling.
Awesome.
All right, man. Keith, thanks, man. We appreciate it.
Sure, man.
Anytime, guys.
Thank you.
Great stuff. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go, man. Talk to you soon.
Yep. Later, bro.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys.